Hi, Steve Worrall of Outdoorsfirst Media. We're going to show you how we like to prepare our panfish in a frying pan. We've got kind of a system set up and we get absolutely perfect results every time. First of all, you need the correct tool to fillet the fish. A lot of people like to use a regular fillet knife, or do use a regular fillet knife just because they haven't actually tried a knife designed for cleaning panfish. This blade's too big. It's going to do two things. It's going to give you a tendency to cut through the fillet when you're filleting and you end up with some bones in it. And it's also a little bit dangerous because it reaches so far past the fillet. We like to use a knife that's actually designed for panfish, so we use this smaller fillet knife by Worrall. Okay, utensils. Fish you've got filleted already. We have both a spatula and a wooden spatula. The reason for that is panfish fillets are kind of small and they're a little bit fragile when you're frying them. If you take the regular spatula, scoop the fillet part way, turn it up with this and then flip it, you can turn that fillet over in the pan without breaking it and without splashing oil around. The fillets themselves, we prefer panfish in the 8-inch range, 7-8-inch range. These are crappies that we caught just a couple days ago. So 7 to 8-inch range up to about 10 inches. That's absolutely perfect. The fillets are the correct size for frying in the pan the way we're going to, and they're neither too large so you don't have to cut them up, nor too small so that you get a nice meal out of just a few panfish. This entire amount here is only about 10 fish. That's plenty for an entire meal for a family of about 4. Breading. There's a lot of different sorts of breading out there. You can look at the commercial brands and take your pick out of the commercial brands of breading that are out there. We like to make our own. The mix that we use is, this is very important, rice flour. You start out 2.5 cups of rice flour. Why rice flour? It doesn't absorb oil as much, sticks to the fish with a lighter coating, and you don't need any milk, egg, or any other kind of batter dip before you go ahead and put your fish in the breading and then fry them up. So we've got rice flour, we've got about 2.5 tablespoons of Lowry's. That's the salt, seasoned salt that we like to use, works really well. So 2.5 tablespoons of Lowry's. We also like to add about 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper if you like pepper. Now that'll spice it up a little bit, so if you don't like pepper in your fish, then you don't want to do that. And again, you can use this to taste. A good place to start is about 2 to 3 tablespoons. Okay. Then, all you need to do is get your oil ready. Now we're using a kind of a unique system here. This is a precision induction cooktop. We like this system because it cooks the fish at an exact temperature. So you always have exactly the same temperature. You're not messing around with an electric stove or a gas stove trying to get the exact heat you want to get nice, crisp, brown fillets of the texture that we like to see and get them cooked quickly. So we're using an induction cooktop. All we need to do, I like about 375, so hit medium high, which is 375, and start, and it's fired up. It's ready to go. Now we've preheated this a little bit so the oil will be ready pretty quick. All you need to do, again, you don't need any milk or egg or anything like that. All you need to do is take the fillets, take the breading, put them in the breading lightly. Now these are drained fillets, so there's not a lot of water on them. Dust it off a little bit, put it in the pan. Again, this is rice flour, very important. Very light coating. That is pretty nice crappies. Just enough fillets to fill the pan. Now let those cook for about 5 minutes. We've had the fish cooking at 375 on the induction cooktop now for about 5 minutes. What I'm going to do is show you how we use the 2 tools to flip them quick and safely. Tuck the fillet up in there, grab a hold of it with the wood one, and let it flip over. Grab it, let it flip over. Get underneath it, let it flip over. Don't splash the oil. There's a classic example of why the two tools are important. That's the way they want to come up there. Flip it over, flip it over, flip it over, and flip it over. Now, paper towel, always an important tool. Set that on the plate so you got something to drain the fish fillets into. Get the oil off of them. Put your tools on there until the fish are ready. Now we're ready to let these cook for about another 5 minutes. Flip them over. We're ready for lunch. Alright, now let the fish cook for 5 minutes on one side. Flip them over. Let them cook for about 5 minutes on the other side at 375. Should be done. Set a piece of paper towel on the plate to absorb some of the oil. Then, using the two spatulas again, take the fillets. You can see we got them nice and brown on both sides. A bit crisp on the outside. The rice flour does a real nice job with that. Now, we're cooking fish for several people, so we're going to redo the pan real quick. That's all going. Another thing rice flour helps with is it doesn't dirty up the oil real fast. It sticks to the fish real well and isn't a real heavy coating. The oil stays cleaner longer. I'd like to show you the texture of the fish, how it fries up. You can see that it's nice and crisp. It breaks apart cleanly without the fillet breaking into a lot of little pieces. Even a large fillet like this will break apart cleanly without breaking into a whole bunch of pieces. Okay, that is a well done fish fillet. It's cooked absolutely perfectly. It's nice and crisp on the outside, nice and moist on the inside. It's pretty good.